tomorrow. It was weird. Whew, sheesh. Okay, this is the last time I'm gonna restart. I guess I'll just come back in the morning. Okay. Let's get those likes up, y'all. I'm gonna I restarted it. I don't know what's going on. I think the third time, hopefully, is the charm. So my notifications go out. Okay. So with that being said, we're gonna get into it, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. Because I had all my stuff pulled up here. Thank you for tapping the screen. Thank you. Okay. So, hold on. Okay, so we're going to get back into this real quick. Okay, we're going to get into the list before we get into anything else. So, this is somebody else's post, by the way. So, I'm not going to take credit for someone else's stuff. This is someone else's post. Okay. They said, I've researched this and have always come up with the general consensus that it's highly unlikely to have been a fluke phone ping. So, they're talking about the phone ping that was in Colorado at the Watts house from Nicole Kessinger's phone. Okay. It says, it's really the collective evidence from the hours before/after that paint a really negative picture for Nicole Kessinger. The 111-minute call before he unalived them that neither one of them could remember the contents of. Y'all, let's tap the screen. Let's tap the screen. Thank you. I'm trying to see if something's wrong with my life. Okay. Yet she recalled what he was wearing, where he was lying, and had the TV on in the background. The basement alarm going off the same time Chris Watts was loading up his truck. He had no explanation for that and was reluctant to even mention it at all. So I wanted to do find a video about the basement alarm because there is more detailed information regarding that situation. So for whatever reason, when Chris was loading up his truck with his family, right? When he was loading up his truck, you guys, the basement alarm goes off. I'm not sure what the reason for the basement alarm going off was, but it definitely probably meant somebody else was in the house with him if it was a normal alarm, okay? From my understanding of how that kind of stuff works, it means some type of sensory happened. Something was sensed to be in that area at the time. So the basement alarm did go off while he was loading up the truck. That's a fact. Okay. Her phone did ping at the house that morning. That's a fact. Her truck was seen spotted at the house that morning. That's also a fact. Okay. They didn't call each other that morning. That's also a fact. She didn't clock in for work that morning. That's also a fact. So I'm going into the factual information first, and then we'll go into the theories. Okay, the theories are one thing, and I know everybody doesn't like hearing theories. The factual information is a whole nother thing. So from what I know, what I've researched, she did not clock in for work that morning. She did clock out, but she didn't clock in. Okay, now this was the first time she had ever not clocked in at that job. So she had been at that company for what year? I don't know, year, maybe a couple years, and she had never missed a punch. Okay, so the fact that she had missed a punch that morning was definitely out of the ordinary. And when you want to look at things when it comes to true crime, when it comes to cases, you want to find things that are out of the ordinary. What is somebody doing that they normally don't do? Why are they taking a route that they normally don't take? Are they pulling up in the driveway when they normally don't? Like of Chris, okay? Chris pulled up into the driveway when he normally, oh my goodness. He pulled up into the driveway when he normally parked elsewhere, you know? So that was a huge giveaway when it came to himself. So when it comes to a lot of these things, we want to look into patterns of behavior. We want to look into how things make sense. Stop spamming my chat, please. I'm going to block you. Stop spamming my chat. Stop. Don't do that. Okay, so we want to look into normal patterns of behavior. Normal patterns of behavior, and then unusual patterns of behavior. And the unusual patterns of behavior in this case was, okay, she took a different route to work that morning. Now, you want to say that's not any kind of a big deal. Okay, fine. But from my understanding, it doesn't make sense to take the route to work that you're going to run into somebody you've been with that whole summer, okay? And you're just going to do that so you can just drive by the house. You're not going to stop in the house. You're not going to stop to say hello. You're not going to park. You're not going to do anything out of the ordinary. You're just going to drive by the house and just notice that Chris is home. Like, oh yeah, Chris is home, or whatever, you know, Shanann is home, or whatever the case may be. I don't understand the point of that. Okay? I really think psychologically, when you think about stuff like that, there's a reason for everything. Nothing happens for no reason, you guys. Everything happens for a reason. People do things for a reason. Okay? Especially people who are competent. Now, at the end of the day, Chris and Nicole were completely competent people. You know, they were able to do what they wanted. They were able to think for themselves. They weren't children. They had a mind of their own. They were grown. They were full grown. They weren't children. They weren't teenagers. They weren't even young adults, you know. So at the end of the day, they were fully competent in making the decisions that they made. Let's get the likes up to 10,000, y'all. So to think about it, the phone ping that morning was very big and substantial. Some people blow it off like it wasn't a big deal. They say, you know what, the phone ping could have just been because she was in the area. Well, why would she be in the area? If you think why she would be in the area, you really can answer. You have more questions, right? The reason she was in the area that morning was for Chris. Let's just be for real. Even if that was just to stalk him or to stalk Shanann or whatever the case may be. She had a history of prying. She had a history of looking into people's, you know, Facebook and stuff like that. Looking into stuff like, you know, you're going too far. You can just be blocked too. Hold on. Do I have any moderators in here? Please, moderators, if you see rude comments, block people, okay? Please just block rude comments. Because I see so many rude comments and I'm having to block it myself. So please just block rude comments, okay? Block. No, don't mute them, lovely. Don't mute. Block, love. Block. We don't mute around here. We block. Because if you mute people, they're just going to come back on another account. And they're going to report the live. That's why we have a lot of reports coming in. Because we need to make sure these people are blocked. Okay? Let's make sure they're blocked, please. If you're going to be a mod, just make sure you're blocking people. Thank you. And pin the YouTube as well. If you're going to be a mod, please pin the YouTube. And please block negative people. I don't want to see negative comments in my chat that are just going. Like I've seen like 3 people spamming negative comments. Let's just get rid of those trolls. Let's get rid of those trolls. Thank you for tapping the screen, you guys. Let's get the likes up there. All right, so we're going to get back into it. So she didn't clock in for work that morning. Now, what I find strange about this, you guys, was the fact that, and here's a whole other thing, y'all. The job never confirmed her clock-in time. Okay, so when they came forward, they did provide stuff to police. Her job provided work email communication that had proof of an affair. Okay, so the emails connection between Chris and Nicole started at work. Okay, they communicated at work before they started communicating through text or in person. They communicated through emails. Okay, they started flirting, sending messages to each other through email. Now, her work, Anadarko, did turn that in to police. So they gave that information to police so they can look into it. Okay, but they did not tell police what time she clocked in the morning of the murders, the unalivings. They didn't tell police that because it was not there. Okay, the reason they didn't tell police that information, I don't think it wasn't because they weren't cooperating. I think Anadarko was fully cooperative with police, you know, when it came to the investigation. Although they didn't have a clock in time for her. She didn't clock in that morning. So where was she? You think to yourself, where was she? Did anyone at the job confirm she was actually there that morning? No. No one that was at the location where she worked confirmed actually that they saw her that morning, what time they saw her. They had a conversation. They had whatever. They had breakfast. It does nothing, nothing. Because that would clear so much up. If they could say like, oh, yeah, she was here at 6:30 or 6:40 in the morning and we had coffee. Or she had a coffee in her hand and I saw her and we talked about, whatever, how the day was going to go. That never happened, okay? So we don't have any record of interaction with other coworkers on that morning. We don't have a clock-in time, okay? And her truck was spotted at the Watts home. So you think to yourself, why was she in the Watts neighborhood, okay? They lived in a private area. They didn't live in a city. They lived in a private area. They lived in a suburban neighborhood where it was very quiet. It was HOA, okay? Everybody looked out for everyone else, that kind of stuff. So it wasn't cheap to live over there. So when a neighbor spotted a car that was not normally there, they said something. That type of neighborhood, where you see something that you don't normally see, you say it. You're like, oh, I haven't seen this truck. That's why Betty came forward. Betty was like, you know what? I haven't seen this gray silver truck in this neighborhood before. She's like, I don't know what this truck's doing here. That's why she told police about it, because it was out of the ordinary. It wasn't something that normally was happening. So with that being said, y'all, it's starting to look very strange. It's starting to look like Nicole wasn't actually at work that morning. It's starting to look like she might have been taking a little trip. It's starting to look like she might have taken a little trip to the Watts neighborhood. And that's a very strange time to take a trip down there, the exact morning that this mass unaliver, family annihilator, decided to take out his entire family. Okay? Now, she could easily say, I had no clue. I had no idea what was going through that man's brain. I had no idea what he was planning on doing. I had no idea he was going to do what he did. I had no idea he was even going to be there right in that moment. But you guys, what really strikes me as odd about that is the fact that they actually did message each other after that morning. Very soon after that morning. So it's very strange how they didn't call each other like they usually did that morning. Her truck was spotted at the neighborhood that morning. Her phone pinged there that morning. Okay? She wasn't at work, according to a clock in. She wasn't at work that morning. Although they did end up talking when he was on the phone with police. When police started calling him, okay? After he did what he did, after he disposed of the evidence, he tried to dispose of the evidence. He tried to just go to work, which was a stupid idea. Let me just be for real. He thought, you know what? After I did, I'm just going to go ahead and go about my work day. You guys, this man is not innocent, okay? Let me just be for real about that. This man is not innocent. This man is very much guilty. Okay? He decided what he was going to do way before he did it. He planned it out, and he went about it. Okay? And then after the fact, he went to work. He had no remorse, no sympathy, no nothing. It was like a cold-hearted monster. Like no humanity there. Okay? So this act right here of him saying that, Nicole did it and he didn't do it, I completely think it's not true. I don't think he him putting the blame on Nicole is any different than him putting the blame that he put on Shanann. He said Shanann did it and then I unalived Shanann. If y'all remember that part. So I think that this right here is just a way of maybe him trying to be on good graces, But I also do think, with my own research that I've done, that there are some suspicious evidence or circumstances that really strike me odd regarding Nicole and her truthfulness, okay? How truthful was she during this investigation? How truthful was she in the whole situation? How truthful was she? Did she come forward and tell the complete truth? Did she come forward and say, exactly what she did and didn't know? No, she didn't. So when you listen to the interview, when you listen to the interrogation that's happening, the interview, I call it interviews, whatever you want to call it, okay? She chose to have an interview. When you listen to it, you'll hear her completely talk about things that have nothing to do with the investigation. They have nothing to do with it. But she'll bring up these details, talk about all kind of running her mouth about things that don't matter. But when it comes to certain details, she don't want to talk about them, like an alibi. You know, when it comes down to it, you need to talk about that, because that's really going to help you a lot to clear the name, clear your name up. Talking about the alibi is important. But no, she would rather talk about what dates they went on, what he was wearing, Shanann's personal life, the kids' life. She talks about his kids all the time in the interview. It's very strange, okay? It's very strange. I have a whole YouTube series about it. I have a whole YouTube series diving into it, diving into different details, diving into different things I've gone into, okay? Over the course of the past few weeks, I've been diving into this. So if you're interested in watching those videos, go click on the link in my profile picture. There's a YouTube icon. It'll take you straight there, and you can watch them yourself, okay? Because I talk about a lot of different details. I'm constantly finding new information, though. It's like sometimes when I look into things, I uncover other things. So I didn't know anything about, like, Nicole stabbing a man when she was 16. A family friend. Until I looked into that. Okay, so this kind of information you're not going to just get from, you know, looking at a one video. You have to dive into it. So I have a whole series on my YouTube if you want to go check that out. If you do subscribe to the YouTube, please say I subscribed in the comments. And if you want me to shout out, let's say your small business, your Etsy shop, your username, your YouTube channel, whatever. I like to give back on my page because I am blessed to have, you know, a little bit of a larger platform. And if I can give back in some way, I would love to do that. So if you like me to shout your page out, if you do subscribe, please say I subscribe with your small business or whatever you like me to shout out, okay? And I really will try to shout everyone out. But with that being said, you guys, what happened to it? We are going to listen to some of the interview, because that's what we do during my lives. We listen to some of the interrogation. We pause it. We ponder on it. We talk about it. We get into it. We laugh.
Everyone deserves to spend more day.
Yes, sometimes we do laugh. I said that right. We laugh. When something's funny, we laugh. It's not a natural human response. If I don't laugh to something that's funny, does not make me a robot or does not make me non-human. So if there's something that happens that's funny and you see me laughing, or she says something that's weird or confusing or crazy, you know what I'm saying? And we laugh as a chat, it's no way disrespecting victims. Okay? It's every way laughing at the fact that this woman says the most bizarre, outlandish, and weird things that have nothing to do with the case. Okay? Truthfully. At all. So if you do subscribe, please, if you subscribe tonight, okay, go to the profile, go click on my YouTube link, go subscribe. If you do subscribe tonight, it's completely free. And say I subscribe with your username. Hold on.
Home to my family. I mean, I really assume that was the guy I was in a previous relationship with, but
this one you were a little bit more. You said he's with two women. Was that one of your considerations for not telling anybody about him?
Yes. Well, I mean, it was like okay, like.
Okay, so prior to the newspaper, how did you know he was in financial difficulty?
Because when I went to that house, everything in there is very, 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 very nice. It looks like it all comes with a very expensive price tag. And I didn't say anything to him about it, but I could kind of tell then, where I was like just looking at everything like, how do you guys afford this? And then he has that car. I don't even know how much that car costs, but I bet it's
what car is
that Lexus. I'm sure that thing costs like 80 grand, but just like money. Like everything just looked like it costs a lot.
You guys, we are listening to the interview with Nicole Kessinger talking to police. Okay, if you do subscribe to the YouTube, okay, Ashley Bailey subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. Has anyone else subscribed to YouTube? I've seen one person. Subscribe to the YouTube. It's in my bio. If you want a shout out, you can get a shout out for free. And that is a way that I can give back, okay? I'm going to make more mods because I don't know what's going on with my mods today. I'm not getting a lot of my normal ones. So I'll figure out who's in here constantly and I'll make more. Thank you guys for tapping the screen. A good way, you guys, to be a mod is please just pin the YouTube, okay? Pin the YouTube, okay? Block the trolls. The mod. Trippy Crystals, okay? Has anyone else subscribed? If you want to be shouted out, please let me know. Let me see if I can see anyone I'm familiarized with in this chat. I don't really see anyone. I'm going to wait a little bit, and if I can see anybody I know, Yelly, thank you for subscribing. If I see anyone I know I've seen before, then I will make you into a moderator, okay?
Money in that house.
You probably have a decent idea of how much money he makes.
Yeah, and it's not enough money to pay for all that. Not even close.
Did you have any idea of what Shanann did for a living or how much money she might have made?
I mean, I had an idea. I would consider her like a sales rep. I don't know how else to describe that. For the company that she worked for. And I don't know exactly how much she made. He said that she was really competitive.
My YouTube is on my profile, okay? My YouTube is on my profile. Click on my profile picture. Go to the YouTube icon, okay? Go to the YouTube icon. It's on my profile. Click on the YouTube icon. It will take you to my YouTube page. Thank you for subscribing, Laura.
To try to keep up with them. He's like, she gets close sometimes. So I don't know how much those two brought in. I mean, off the top of my head, if I could guess, probably somewhere around like 140K a year. I mean, I don't know. Because I don't know exactly how much he makes. And I don't know exactly how much she makes. But based just off of like what I know about the oil field, like, yeah, I would say that's probably an accurate estimate.
So even if they're making, let's just use figure $100,000, they're living above their means or below their means?
Oh my God, like...
Way too much.
Way.
Did he ever discuss with you any of those issues?
I mean, a little. I mean, I didn't know about the bankruptcy or any of that until I read on the newspaper about that. But I think he was really frustrated with the situation. He told me, he's like, I feel like my paycheck goes in my bank account and I just watch it go like this. He's like, but it doesn't have to. He's like, she makes it like that. And I was just
was he resentful for that?
I don't know if he was resentful. I just think he was frustrated by the fact that they could be doing a lot better financially, and she, from the vibe that I got, had really bad spending habits.
So she was a spender.
Thank you for subscribing, Powerful Queen. Y'all, our YouTube subscription goal tonight is 5,300 subscribers. Okay, right now we're at 5222. We're at 5222, so it's a very likable goal that we can hit 53 tonight. Okay, I haven't set a YouTube goal in a while. So we are going to try to hit 5,300 tonight. Okay, we're going to try to hit 5,300 tonight. That's our goal. Like I said, if you do subscribe, you get an exclusive shout out. If you would like one, please let me know, and I'm going to try to shout you out. Okay, let's try to get a mod in here. Hold on. So I could tell my lives are not are shadow banned tonight. Let's see if we can get another mod. Aaron, it's free to subscribe to YouTube, love. What do you mean you can't afford it? Can't you afford about YouTube? Thank you for subscribing, Randy. I don't see anyone, I don't see anyone I usually see in my lives in here. Sorry. I'm just not going to make anyone a mod. That's not a good idea. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, it's free to subscribe to YouTube.
The car, hers or his?
I think it's hers.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that that's hers.
Do you know what other car they might have?
Okay.
Hey, do you know where Lisa is?
Skip these ads. Hold on. Oh, you're good, girl. Keisha, you are good.
Not them. Like, that's...
So you thought he was very genuine.
Yes, I
when
do
he
need
said
a mod.
that.
What are you talking about? I don't need a mod.
Yeah, I did. I mean, and he wrote it. It's in all those cards I gave you.
I do need a
Not
mod.
in all of them, but like the later ones.
And
Thank you.
when you said it to him, you said you meant it when you said it.
Yes, I just didn't say as frequently as he said it. Like, sometimes he would say it, and I was just like, for me, it was still like very, very new, so I kind of like took my time and only said it when I was just like, this is a really important moment.
So you got, I mean, in the short period of time that you guys were together, he
Yes.
became very attached.
Okay, thank you, Gina. Who's said? Okay, Gina, I'll make you into a mod, girl. I'll make you into a mod. I've seen you in here before. Please don't, you guys, if I make you into a mod, please don't make me regret this. Please don't make me regret this. Okay, we have Gina as a mod. Thank you, Gina. Now, Gina, you can pin, you can mute, you can block. Okay? If there is someone that's trolling or spamming or anything like that, please just block them. Okay? Please just block them. Our YouTube goal is 5,300 tonight. We are at 5,226. We are at 5,226, and it is free to subscribe on YouTube, you guys.
To you.
Yes. Very,
I
very
mean, he's
attached.
sending cards,
Flowers.
He's telling you he loves you. He sends you flowers. Does he buy you any other gifts?
Nope. I wouldn't have wanted them anyways. Flowers is enough. You can't. I don't need expensive stuff.
Okay. But he becomes very attached to you.
Yes.
You guys are talking multiple times a day, at least. You're
All the time.
You're seeing each other on a regular basis.
Yep.
So it's a very and his wife is not around, nor are his children. So there's a lot of time for you guys to build your relationship in this first four weeks or so. Is that fair?
Yeah, and even when she was back, I mean, it was still like we were still spending time together. He was still spending time with his children, and I had my own life. Like, I mean, there was 1 week where I just like went out of town with my friends for my birthday. I wasn't even around the whole like last few days of June up until the 3rd of July. I was like gone, you know. And then there was another like last weekend I had a friend impromptu come in town from out of state, and I hosted her for a few days. And it's like I still did my own thing all the time. Like, whether he was there or not, like, if my friends were like, hey, we want to make plans, I would tell them, like, we're not hanging out today because I want to go see my mom or my dad.
Did your friends know about him?
Nope.
Why?
Because it's like he's with 2 women right now. They don't need to know about
So
that.
if you had a boyfriend of 4 to 8 weeks on a regular, I don't know if you
We're gonna
were
fast
married.
forward it.
Raised, it's a nice rock, and I was just like, okay, and it was like really awkward.
And that
then,
was
like,
on Monday?
That was on Monday night, and that to me was like, it was kind of strange. And then the Tuesday lying thing, like, I'm telling you, it started like Monday night, him saying that was why I couldn't sleep, because he made the comment about the wedding ring.
Okay.
And then Tuesday, her still not coming home, and then him lying to me, and I was just like, oh my God, like, what if something happened? And it was like really hard for me to
When you say,
put,
what if something happened, what were you thinking?
like, what if somebody took her? Like, could he possibly hurt her? And that was like the first time that I really, I think, genuinely considered, did this man hurt his wife? And it was like hard for me to grasp.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the YouTube, you guys. Hold on, let me see real quick. Who's Nicole? I get that question so much, y'all. Go watch the YouTube channel. Go watch some of my videos. If you have no idea who anyone is at all, I would go watch some of the YouTube videos, because it's a very good way of diving into it. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this pulled up. I want to find... Hold on. She did it. I live and work by their FI cover. Wait, what? Hold on. Because I've done some research on that. You're gonna have to message me, because that's really interesting that somebody who lives there confirms that. Because I've done some research on there being some type of cover up, and that confirms everything I've thought. Okay, let me get this working in order, and maybe I'll restart, because this is probably something I want to play instead. Let me come back. Hold on. I'm going to get this working in order, because I have to find the right spot. Hold on, you guys.